Well, welcome everybody tonight to our 7K Business Strategies uh, regular Tuesday Zoom, uh, which is just temporarily replacing our regular Tuesday physical meeting, which will be starting back June 28th uh, at George Donaldson's in Baton Rouge. Uh, And again, the COVID scare is over. We have all the cures and they're readily available. And there are multiple cures and you can get them right now. So with that said, uh, uh, we're truly just 3.5 years old. We are now in July. I think today is just a couple of days after 3.5 years. And uh, we've already opened in Canada, opened in the UK, opened in Australia. We're opened in uh, every U.S. protectorate, meaning Puerto Rico, uh, Guam, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, uh, Virgin Islands. Uh, and we'll be shortly opening in Singapore. Now, it's one of the toughest countries to open into besides Canada. And then that's the gateway and the window to all the Asia Pacific. And of course, the UK is, right next door to the European community markets of Germany, Spain, France, Italy, et cetera, et cetera. And so what you're going to see is a gradual global expansion over the next 5 years. And believe it or not, even people who join us 3 years from now or whatever still have an opportunity to capture tons of that be a part of that global business and have it under them. But every person in this business right now has a tremendous opportunity to have a global business underneath you in the next 3, 4, 5 years. And some even sooner than that, it had just happened. Every person is only 5 people removed from anyone in the world. Now, what do I mean by that? And you can Google that and check me out, but that's a fact. Every person's only 5 people removed from any person in the entire world. You know a person who knows a person who knows a person who knows a person somewhere else in the world, not just in the United States. And that means everywhere around the world. And when we think about that, we say, that's not possible. Well, that's been statistically proven over and over for decades. And so that's why I encourage you, no one can miss out on this opportunity. The way this comp plan is set up, with an infinite level on your team on the left and an infinite level with your team on the right. And it's one person sponsoring another person who sponsors another person. And that's exactly the way this business is set up. And y'all all know right now that just the person at the top of the computer doesn't make all the money. Just the people that come into business doesn't make all the big money. And because, I wasn't first again. Richard didn't call me until 2 weeks later, after they had already started some pre-marketing. And so I came in after Dana, after Bruce, after a whole line of people that he talks about all the time. But I was at the bottom on that week when I came in on November 16th. And now I'm the biggest money earner in the company, and we have the fastest growing business in the entire company, just like our group did back in '96 when I did the gold and silver business, and I joined that company 18 months after it started. It started in January of '95, and Richard Wayne Hansen was at the top of the computer. and I made 3.5 times. I made 3 times more money than he did. And so that's what every one of you have an opportunity to look forward to. I'm not looking for that kind of, I mean, listen, to make $25,250 average a month, all during the year of 2020. I mean, we're in the 7th month of 2020, and my wife and I's average $25,250 a month. That's pretty neat extra income, y'all. And uh, nobody in the company is even near me, nowhere in the company, not even half what I'm making. And I didn't just start out making a ton of money, as Mike well knows when he joined later. He wasn't part of our original group, and the people who are like Marilyn, people who ran at the very beginning, uh, I started out, I only put 5 to 10 hours a week in the business. I basically only did a meeting once a week. I never placed anybody else on my left side after that first night on November 17th, Friday night. That night, I never put another person on my left side after that. And I worked with my wife and on my right side. And here we are 3.5 years later. And guess what? My right side is my strongest side. And so now it's flip-flop. And just like I teach, now guess where I'm going? To my left side. And I'm going to work on my left side. So I'm going to be sponsoring people under my original group and make their business even more stronger than it was. And so I intend to find a young person and put at the bottom of each one of my legs to help create generational wealth and provide the future leadership of this company. And I see Danielle joined us, and she's very new. She's part of Evelyn's group. And so she's part of that new group, She's in, and she can become one of those leaders. Carl's on the phone with us tonight. Now, Donald, I know, I understand you're 81, but look, man, we got guys and gals in this business older than you, and they're earning $500 or $1,000 every week, and you can too, brother. And so that will help go a long way, and then you'll have something to generationally pass on. Now, what do I mean by that, really, truly? Look, when I first got in, after 12 months, I only averaged $500 a week. But what I did is I did my system. I did what I teach. I was contacting at least 5 people a day, not begging them to get in, not trying to throw them something in. It's using the words that I've written up for you in my scripts. It's exactly the same thing. And, same thing when I got Rod. I didn't jump all over him with Rod. I met him at another business luncheon somewhere. I invited him to go have a cup of coffee with me, and I asked him a couple of questions. I threw some silver in his hand, asked him if he had any of that. He didn't. Would you like to have some? Would you like to earn some? I found a way we can earn that, get it at cost, and have some fun. Would you like to know how? Yeah, I'll shoot you a video. And, that's the way you do this business. You call up people on the phone that you know. You do the same thing. Hey, I don't know if you've heard about 7K, but we're doing pretty good with this. How much gold and silver do you have? We didn't have any. And we've learned a lot about why we need to have gold and silver. Hey, let me shoot you a little 10, 15-minute video and see if you feel the same way I did when I saw it. Very simple. Don't try to make this thing complicated. And so, that's what I did. 5 people a day, 5 days a week. That's 25 people. Not everybody even wanted to look at the video. It didn't offend me. It was their loss, not mine. Okay. And it's their loss if they don't do it with you. You just move on. Okay. You just move on to the next person. You come back to them later. You follow up with them. Hey, man, this thing's working really cool, man. You ought to see the silver and gold I got. Man, I can't believe I got it at a dealer cost. You sure you don't want me to send you that little video and you take a look at it? I mean, see, you're not telling them you're going to get rich. You're not telling them you're going to make $10,000 a week. You're not telling them it's going to change their life. I mean, that's the old deal. That's the old deal. People don't believe that stuff anymore. They don't believe they can get rich quick. They don't even believe in themselves for the most part anymore. And see, that's what we're changing. We're helping people become all they can be, all they're meant to be by God. And if you put the right opportunity in people's hand, and you give them a chance to succeed, and then you teach them the things that I teach you. I don't look at network marketing, never did. I never looked at it as network marketing or multi-level marketing. I always looked at it as mini franchising business without all the risk, and especially without all the financial risk. You can start a business for under $900, and your overhead is buying products of a company. And in our company, we're buying products of wealth. We're buying products of value, not lotions, potions, pills, nasty tasting juices, hair growing stuff, wrinkle go away creams, or plastic or whatever. We're buying real products of wealth that always go up in value, the $1.2 million mistake. So it's just learning how to use the tools that you have. Now, some of you, it's going to take you 2 years to learn how to use the tools and develop the skills, attitudes, and take. But you're not going to develop them if you're not putting that 10 hours a week in, if you're not trying, if you're not following the system, if you're not doing it, if you're not picking up the phone or taking your phone and just forwarding either one, or pick 5 of the texts, the scripts I have, put it in your phone and just use those and just say, text me back yes, and I'll text you the link to the video. People who text back yes, text them a link to the video. That's all you do. Now, I've gotten people in that I contacted 3.5 years ago that said, no, I don't want to look at the video. I don't want to do this. But I keep following up like I teach them a system. Okay, now, when you first contact someone, you keep them on your follow-up list. You're going to contact them 7 more times before you stop contacting them. You're going to go back to them, say, hey, you sure? One of the ways that I was just talking about. You sure you don't want to take a look at it? This stuff is good. You have something different to tell them, or something unique. Man, I just got this Superman going. You want to see this? I'm going to take a picture of it and kick it to you and show you. You sure you don't want to look at that video? Text me back yes if you do. See, if you got one of these unique coins, how about the frog coin? How about the blue skies propeller coin? Any of these coins you get on the coin drops, or some of the variety coins. See, that's what I do. And that's all you need to do. Okay. Now, after that, I'm moving on to the next 30. Well, if you really want to make the big money like Wayne's doing, averaging over $2,500 a week, averaging, and he's only been in the business 5 months now, and he's the first executive gold in the company, and I brought him in. Well, look, all you have to do is do what I told Wayne to do. I'm only doing 5 a day. I'm proved that you can do this business part-time. I proved after 3 years, you can develop a 6-figure or more income just doing this business part-time, no stress, just having fun at it. Only if you're doing it. Okay. And so I told Wayne, now look, what you got to do if you want to ride in that Lamborghini I just opened the door for you, you got to do what I did back in 96. You got to do 30 people a day, because I did 30 people a day. I did not go to bed before I did 30 people a day for 1 complete year in 96. That enabled me to make $3.5 million. That's pretty powerful. That retired me for the rest of my life in 2000. The trick after you get the money is don't lose it. That's the only trick after you get the money. And so I was still a pretty young man back in 2000. I was born in 46. You can just kind of calculate the years yourself. I had no boss, no employees, no stress in my life since 1996. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's a blessing. And every one of you deserve it, and every one of you can get it with 7K. And that's the real opportunity here. Now, if you want to make a little extra money, just get some gold and silver, just kind of secure your wealth, get some financial insurance. Hey, it's there too. But y'all going to hear more and more about all the benefits that our real membership provides. I've tried to share, that our health program is almost unbeatable. And for people not on Medicare, over 65, if you're younger, you're not going to get better coverage. Now, Wayne had COVID, along with 21 others of us. And Wayne paid a lot less than I have Medicare, okay? And I have very good Medicare. And Wayne was in the hospital for 3 days, went to the emergency room. He had a prescription that my prescription was $724. Wayne only paid, and he'll give a lot of this testimony. Y'all need to ask him. He just gave him the 7K insurance card. And how much do I owe? What's my copay at the emergency room? Zero. And he gave at the hospital for the 3 days. He gave him that card. Well, what's my copay? How about part of the 20% like most? No, zero, nothing. You got great coverage, Mr. Clark. Wayne was floored. The only thing he paid in this whole thing was $120 for about $60,000 worth of medical expenses. Isn't that unbelievable? He's got Plan A. Go look at it. He's got a family plan, covers his wife and their children. Y'all go look and see what it costs you a month. And you'll see, when I told y'all it's a Cadillac plan, it's like if you worked at Exxon and you're getting that kind of coverage. Now, it doesn't have catastrophic coverage. So it's not going to cover you. You got to need cancer treatment, these big expensive treatment for a long time. It's not going to cover $1 million, $2 million, inspection. It's got its limits that it do every year. But if you want that kind of coverage, you got to pay for extra supplemental coverage. But most people, they just want some, good basic coverage, to cover normal, typical things that, you could have, like appendix and problems, or maybe you have to have a heart stent. Oh, it's going to cover all those kind of things, see? And so y'all really need to look into this, because this is a great benefit for people just to join and get the healthcare coverage at that cost and the benefit. And it covers pre-existing conditions. Unbelievable. And so then you get the travel benefits. More and more people are starting to learn how to use the 7K getaway and the travel benefits, because they're extremely beneficial. You get wholesale travel, and then you get to take something off. Even $1 off a wholesale is something better. It's still savings. And in fact, you book your travel, like hotel, week stays at resorts, activities, car rentals, taxes and fees are already included, versus all those others that you do online. That's not included. You pay that extra when you're checking out. So it's kind of like, comparing our gold and silver prices with kitco.com and JM Bullion. This is as low as, but you got to buy 500 ounces or thousands ounces to get that as low as price. Well, at ours, that's our price if you're a member. Doesn't matter if you buy 1 ounce, 10 ounce, or 100 ounces. Okay? So it's the same thing with the travel out there. But anyway, our opportunity is providing membership benefits to people at just $199. And if they want to turn it into a business, $499, you get a full business pack. You get 4 websites. 4 websites. You get an e-commerce site. You get your training center site. You get your back office. Okay. Now, what's the other one? Health insurance. It gives you that link into the law. Okay. Health coverage. So just kind of think about how powerful that program is. And then what else do you get? You get your 7K Wealth System app. Now you get absolute protection with your private vault with with a third level authentication. So, nobody's going to be able to hack into your vault, transfer money, take money for you, anything. Even if they hacked in to an encrypted website like you've got, and that's going to be very unusual. So, and then you got an e-commerce site as your public site. So when people buy off of it, they split the profit with you, and they handle all the work and sale. So just kind of think about what we just said right there. And you get 1099 tax benefits. So learning your opportunity and all the benefits is basically your responsibility. And if you understand these benefits, then you'll be here 5 years from now, you'll be here 10 years from now, because they're your benefits and you recognize how valuable they are, even to you. But then if you learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques, how to share and not how to sell, how to share and not how to sell, then you'll grow tremendously. And that's what I want each and every one of you to do. And that's my message for tonight about 7K and its opportunity. And, we got all the basic training in the office, and then the extra, system that I provide you in the training. And we got a great support group and a great support team. We're all here to help one another and answer questions for people you have looking at the business. Don't hesitate to call on us, because each person in your support group is interested in your success. And just reach out to us, because we're there to help you. Thank you. And I'm gonna end this call officially. I'm gonna stop the recording and then take any questions.